Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chris from Dreamedia Home Theater, and we are in Burnet, Texas today. We are in a new theater. This space, the house just smells new. It just smells very, very fresh. So we're in a new space. We're going to be doing an install today. We have a rs3000 from JVC, a massive cinescope screen. If you guys look behind me, there are two boxes back here. If your projection screen comes in two boxes, you guys know that your projection screen game is really, really top notch. Besides that, we also have a Paladin DCR lens to accommodate for the JVC projector and the screen. So the customer is really excited for us to get going. We're gonna jump on the install. We're gonna do it right after the intro. All right, guys, so let's check out this space. First and foremost, we're gonna talk about the gear, right? So as I alluded to earlier, this is a 240 aspect, 168-inch diagonal Stewart screen. This is the anamorphic type screen. So this is the ultra wide. This isn't the standard, TV type of shape. So that's the reason why it comes in two boxes. This thing is ultra wide. This thing means business, and it is incredible. This is the Stewart Studio Tech 130, and this is a reference grade type of screen. If you guys haven't seen this in general, if you guys have a dedicated movie space, highly recommend checking these things out. They do have ALR offerings if you guys haven't, or if you can't really control the light in your room as well. But over here, this is gonna be the rack, and the customer actually showed me these things. I'm gonna leave this information down in the description because he's not in the room right now. But he has these that are actually really cool. So you could pop this off, they're magnetic. So you can put a little shelf in there, you can put your Xbox, your Oppo, your AC Infinity, and then you can just hide it away with some magnets. So that's really cool. So again, I don't remember exactly what these things are called. I'm gonna ask him and he's gonna let me know. I'll put it down in the description. Whole thing's gonna be powered up by the Emotiva RMC1. We also have the XPA amps down here. You can check those things out. We have the differential for the front stage as well as the 6 channels for the rest of the system. So what he's planning on doing is, and this is actually really cool too, so let me show you this. I'm not sure if you guys can even see it. Let me see if I can bump up the ISO. So if you look back here, you can see that this is kind of an open area. Behind this is his garage. So this has tons of space back there that you can go in there, wire it, change gear in and out, do whatever you need to do and service it. So that was something that he thought of beforehand. This whole house, this whole theater, this whole everything was thought about ad nauseum beforehand. So it shows, and I really think that it's going to give a really, really nice result as well. So in this space, we are doing, there's a lot of different speaker brands in here. Some things are staying, some things are going, but we're doing a 9.2.6, and today we're basically gonna be installing the gear. So like I was talking about right there, we have the screen as it would be. Down here, he has some golden ear speakers. He also has Emotiva throughout the house as well. Looks like he already unboxed the strong fine adjust mount. We love these things. This makes all the difference, especially if you have something that's a heavier projector. Usually the smaller ones can handle the little flimsy ones that you can get online. But if you have something that is like the JVC, rs3000, rs2000, something that is a little more substantial on weight, you really want something that's going to be able to support the weight as well as have those micro adjustments. Love this thing. You guys can pick this up directly from us. And then let's see, the projectors over there. Well, we have some more gear over here, mainly banana plugs, mainly the finishing off stuff. So this is the last 10%. If you guys have done any job, you guys know the last 10% takes 90% of the time. So this is the finishing off stuff that's going to make everything perform well as well as dress it all up. But that's basically the reason why that stuff's there. We have the shelf for the rack right over here, so we can service the stuff in the front and back. And then again, strong fine adjust box right here. And then we have the Panamorph DCR lens right in this one right here. And then the creme de la creme, the crown jewel, JVC rs3000. I personally use this one in my theater. I swear by it. People don't realize how awesome this thing is. If you guys haven't seen it in person, you're doing yourself a disservice. This thing is the bee's knees. It performs. It has a 100mm all glass lens, and it makes all the difference. Color filter, it does 8K. It's not native 8K, but it does 8K E-shift. And native 4K projector, it is tack sharp. And if you compare this thing to any other thing that is around the same price, you're gonna be really, really impressed what this JVC projector gives out. I'm glad that this customer got this one. This is a premium type of room, and he basically made the right choice with this projector itself. So as you can see, it's getting a little dirty in here. We're already starting to get to work, so I'm holding up by, filming this quick video. But we will continue to update you as we do the job, so I'll pop back in here in just a minute. So I got the JVC rs3000 right here out of the box. Next step is since we have the Paladin DCR like I was talking about before, we have this thing right over here. Hopefully that comes into the shot. But this is the Paladin DCR lens. It's gonna make all the difference, really squeeze all of the potential out of this JVC rs3000, get all those pixels onto the screen rather than being shot on the walls, and increase the contrast, increase the brightness. You guys know the story with the resolution as well. So what I'm gonna be doing is installing the XM2 bracket onto the bottom of this one, as well as putting the strong fine adjust mount on there right afterwards. Okay, so I wanted to start filming this stuff earlier, but it takes a little time to get set up. So with the XM2 bracket, basically what you have to do is since this is a flagship unit, it's universal. You can use this for multiple different projectors and brands. So all these different holes, all these CNC'd holes mean something different. So they have what's called the J holes. And for the rs3000, you're supposed to use the rearward J holes. If you have the fancy pants rs4500, you would use the forward J holes, but it syncs up perfectly with there. So now there's only 2 points of contact there, so you're thinking, hey, how is this thing gonna, suspend itself? So then you put your bracket on top of that, right? So then it sandwiches it in there. Once you put the screws in, then you're done. So then you're ready to hang this thing properly on the ceiling. So now what I'm gonna do is just fasten these things real quick. Just wanted to pop in here, show you guys the ins and outs of it, kind of show you guys how do you make the sauce on the spaghetti. So we're going to pop this thing up in the ceiling in just a second, so I will show you guys that right now. Up, down, slide, boom. Baby, yeah, yeah. Got this thing installed for you.
You should record all this shit. Seriously.
Oh man, I had too much coffee this morning. All right guys, so now we have the projector up there. The next thing we're gonna be doing is adding the lens assembly proper. And then as you can see right here on this blue part, that most of the image is on the ceiling, and this is pretty typical. So let me pan over to the screen side of things where I'll show you that. So as you look over here, you'll see that it's not necessarily on the screen proper. So again, this is typical whenever you have your screen or your projector system just put up in general. So now what we have to do is we have to flip the orientation of this projector. Screen adjust and installation style. So it's supposed to be the second one. So let's do that. Ceiling mount F. So that should be where it's supposed to be. Okay guys, so next step is that whenever you're building a screen, obviously you want to test fit everything. So we just went ahead and put together the frame itself. This is the Stewart Wall Screen Deluxe. This is their original type of design. It's kind of the thicker border. They also have some that are smaller, but since you can physically make a bigger image, that's fine. But you want to make sure that whenever you get your screen that everything's gonna fit on there. So I'm saying that to say this. This is a 2:40 aspect ratio screen. With an anamorphic lens, you have to have a multiplier. So with your bottom width of the screen, or even the middle width or the top width, whatever it is, however wide your screen is, the image viewing size, you have to multiply that a minimum of 1.4 times. So the more you go further back, the better. The more space you have back, the better. There are limitations to that. So if it's really far back in the screen, you're losing light throughout the room. Maybe a multiplier of like 1.8, 1.9, stuff like that. So you will gain a little more output if you're closer, but you have to be a minimum of 1.4 times. So to make this work in this room, this is, I think it's a 155 wide, if I'm not mistaken. I need to double check my math. If I'm wrong, I'll leave it down in the description. But to make it right, we did 1.5 times that for the lens to the screen. Even though you can physically get a bigger image, you need to have that much at least. So this is 19 and I think 19 feet 5 inches, I think is what it needed to be from lens to screen. So obviously, as you can see, it's a lot wider, but that's basically the idea behind this. And some type of materials, even though this is a white screen, some type of materials need you to have a multiplier of a minimum of 1.5. Like this is a Stewart screen. I know Screen Innovations with their ALR technology, they need 1.5 times. Stewart with their Firehawk G4 needs to be 1.6 times. So you need even more room. So that's limitations you got to think about whenever you're actually designing this and going over all this stuff and building your theater. So wanted to pop in here, let you guys know about that stuff real quick. But this is just a test fit. We're going to bring it back down and start putting the screen on it proper, put it up there, and then I think we're going to be done for the day. So Whataburger time. All right, guys, quick update. Screen's going in. We have the projector back there finishing its update. It was on 3.12, I think, for the update. Now we're doing 3.52 to finish it out. So, I mean, again, at the time of filming this, check down in the description. We'll leave the most up-to-date one as of today in the description. You know, there could be one later on down the road. But last little thing that we're doing right now is finishing off since this thing is so big, the screen, it needs magnets on the bottom. You know, because obviously it's taking up such a wide area on the wall. You want to make sure that it has more points of contact with the wall proper so that you're not going to have problems with it being true or crooked or anything like that, or any keystone. So that's going on right now. Next step after that is just to do the screen. So here is the screen material right here. So once we get this part done over here, we're going to finish it off with, this thing's losing it. So the camera lost it there for a second. So again, the last thing we're going to do is unroll this fabric or this material, fasten in on the buttons right here, and then mount the screen proper. Ooh, that's crispy. That is crispy. Look at the smile on your face. Well, all right, guys, that is going to be a wrap on our quick install. It wasn't a full-on install here. The customer still hasn't done the pre-wire, and he wanted to do that specifically himself. He wants to be involved with this process, but he called in the big guns for the harder stuff. So it looks he wasn't super comfortable with mounting this JVC rs3000 by himself, so he called us in. We got that one mounted up there, as well as the wall screen deluxe from Stewart. This is 168 inches wide, 240 screen, and it's the Studio Tech 130. We just lit up Avengers on this thing, and the overall impression that it gives off is really positive. He's been smiling about it. I've been floored with it, because having a great screen and projector combo make all the difference. But I think that's gonna wrap up today's video. We're just gonna do a little more cleaning up, but we leave our information right down in the description if you guys wanna grab any of this stuff. This is some premium gear. Again, this wasn't gonna be a full-on install because he still has, they're just moving in. I mean, let's face it, none of this stuff is 100% done yet, so he wants to be a little more involved with getting his speaker set up. But if you guys wanna grab any of this stuff, we'll leave our information down in the description, as well as right down here. And then like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you next time.
Oh my gosh, is that the Dreamedia van in my neighborhood? What? Wait, Dreamedia, come back!